Hi, I'm Bella.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Emily, and we are New Era Creative Space Youth Theater Company.
Normally at this time of year, you would come to the Peekskill Middle School to watch our production.
Yeah, but because of the pandemic,
we had to do things a little differently.
We had to do things virtually.
Wah, wah.
But that didn't stop us, did it?
Not at all. And now we can have people from around the world watch us.
Today we present to you
Melanin Magic, a special virtual performance in honor of Black History Month.
So, what is Melanin Magic?
We've got Carson and Maya up next to tell you all about it.
Thanks, Bella, Emily, and Tyler. Hi, everyone. I think my fam is out there. All right, Carson, why don't we start with the definition of the title? You first.
Melanin, a dark brown to black pigment occurring in the hair, skin, and iris of the eye in people and animals. It is responsible for the tanning of skin when exposed to sunlight.
Magic, the power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces.
Put them together and we have
Melanin Magic.
Despite the horrors of the Middle Passage and slavery, the indignities of the Jim Crow era, and the enduring legacy of systemic and institutional racism,
the stories of Black endurance, creativity, and ingenuity are lessons we can all learn from. What is Emily and Amanda? Y'all want to say something?
Hey there, viewers. Hey, all my family and friends all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in. So today, Malik and I just wanted to let you guys know that what you're about to see today is just the beginning of our journey.
Yeah, it's what we artists call a work in progress. Y'all gonna get a taste of what we've been creating. A little spoken word, a little drama, some dance, and some music.
Yep, and because we had to work virtually, we decided to work in creative pods. You know, like dance pods, music pods, and spoken word pods. You know, like you should get it now, right?
Oh, and we pre-recorded presentations to show you the full oh my gosh. Yes, and we pre-recorded the presentation in order to have you come back into June to see our whole show, live and in person, I hope.
Yes. Now, without further ado, New Era Creative Space presents...
Oh, wait. Last thing we forgot, the jam sessions.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the jam sessions, the live part of our performance today. Okay, right after every performance, you, the viewer, have a chance to ask us some questions about the performance, the story, or the history. Just type your questions in the YouTube or Facebook chat. All right, we ready?
New Era
Creative Space presents Melanin Magic.
our past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Hey viewers, hi Mom, hi B.
Ugh.
Well, Maya and Amanda did it. Okay, viewers, this year is the first jam session, so pop your questions in the chat. This is the Music Pod, me, Dexter, along with Amanda, Malik, my bro Carson, Kira, and Ari.
Hey.
So what do you guys think of our version of the Black National Anthem? Dope, right? Like exactly what Dexter said. Be sure to pop your comments and questions in the chat.
You have no idea what it took to make that video.
Yeah, but that just means that you can inform us about it, Dexter.
Well, since we're all virtual and we're not in person, I think it was a lot harder because if we're in person, you know, we learn our lines, we get to sing in front of the audience, and that's that. Bada bing, bada boom. But this year, since, you know, COVID, we had to do it differently. Like Tyler, Bella, and Emily said, we had to do it virtually. So in the Music Pod, we had to record each thing separately, record their audio first and then their video, and then you had to piece them all together, line them up, and produce it like that. So, yeah. Well, looks like we have our first question. So, there have been calls to make Lift Every Voice and Sing the American National Anthem. What are your thoughts? Do you want to take that, Carson?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Amanda will take it.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine.
Well,
You can speak. You can speak.
Oh, me? Okay. Are you sure? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Lift Every Voice and Sing. Yeah, I definitely think it could become the national anthem, because it like inspires hope and courage in all of us, and you know it's a very good song.
Yeah.
Now, Amanda, didn't you have a fact about the Black National Anthem and it becoming?
Yes, I actually did. So a representative definitely said that wrong. That's okay. James Clyburn from South Carolina has a bill of Congress to make Lift Every Voice and Sing a national hymn. Yeah, it's called HR 301 2021.
What does HR even mean, if I could ask?
It means House Resolution.
Oh.
Well, thanks, Amanda. All right, peeps, you heard it here. So call your congressman and tell him to vote yes on HR 301.
We have another question.
Who wrote the song?
Carson, you can answer that.
I can answer that. The song was written by John Weldon Johnson in 1900.
Yeah, at first it was a poem written by his brother, I believe James Johnson, and then it became music and then adopted by the NAACP, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it was
I think
NAACP.
I think it was written as a poem by John Weldon Johnson and put to music by his brother. I think that's how it originally became the Black National Anthem.
Yeah. I think we have time for just one more question. Oh, there you go. What do the lyrics mean to you? Actually, Tyler, what do the lyrics mean to you? I think you're muted.
Just realized I was muted. I started talking. Just realized.
A1.
The lyrics really do inspire hope, in all of us. And, I really find inspiring that Black culture has adopted it as its national anthem, because it really is just a song about, hope, about freedom, about all of these great things that we want to achieve in our nation. Truly.
I agree with you, Tyler.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I
Go
agree
for
with
it.
Tyler, but I also think that it's not also like it's not just a song. I feel like it's more of a story to tell, if that makes sense.
Definitely. And I think we have time for just one more question, if there are any. All right.
Did it take a long time?
Well, I think that we first picked what song we were going to use for this presentation about 2 months ago, I believe. And since then, we've had meetings, just us talking about how we would make it a song. And then we never really started recording it and editing it until a month ago. So it actually came together really quickly.
Oh.
Kudos to you guys.
Kudos to you.
Kudos to
like
you,
did the whole
Dexter.
Yeah,
thing, right?
you edited it.
You put it all together.
Out of the box, man. But with that wraps up the music pod. And drum roll, please. Come on, drum roll. Next up is the drama pod. You heard it first, folks. Drama pod presentation.
You peep anything new?
Your hair. It looks so good. Where'd you get it done?
Thank you, girl. The lady on South Street really be finessing, though.
Word. The patterns are mad intricate.
She's been doing hair for a minute, too. She used to do my mom's. And I think my grandma.
That lady on South Street probably did Harriet Tubman straight back.
You stupid. They didn't have no braids back then.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Nah. That's cap.
I'm serious. What about this dude, Benko Thayoho?
Ankles who? Yeah. Whatever.
Ugh. If you knew anything about African diaspora history, you know that braids have been a part of Black hairstyles since forever. And the way that they started it was straight fire.
Then who's Bankos? Bankos that God, Ginny said.
Bankos Bijo is one of them Africans in Colombia. He was one of them enslaved ones. He was the one who started the idea of braiding maps of freedom. He got OD enslaved women to braid cornrows as maps into their hair.
Stop showing off.
Ha ha ha. Very funny. I'm not showing off. I'm just right.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Bankos is like the Harriet Tubman of Colombia.
Do you Harriet weave braids into people's hair?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But could you imagine? Just imagine if she did.
What is it? Messing with your girl again? Nah, Master finna sell another one of my youngins.
What? After all you done for him and his devil family? You didn't even speak about the money you paid for him for your freedom no more. That man belong in hell.
Yeah, and he say without no feeling at all. Like I ain't give him everything. He said my boy worth too much to keep. Henry, he's selling my boy to pay off his debt.
We work day and night with just 1 day of rest. Overseer beat us like dogs whenever he see fit. Master have his way with our women, even when we most obedient. He still sell our youngins. Ain't no fairness in this life. We may as well be dead.
What's troubling y'all?
Master finna sell Little Joe.
That's it. We running. Y'all know we've been supposed to be free. Ma's master set us free when he died, but the new master won't honor it. Slavery be the next thing to hell. And you may as well die if you're gonna be a slave all your natural life.
You read about that, Minty. How's we gonna escape? There ain't no way to. How we finna hide a map to study it? If Master get a hold of it, he'll hang us for sure. And then I'll never see my boy again.
Minty's going through one of her spells again.
Wait, but there is a way. We can go on and braid the maps into the women folks' hair. Let them curved braids be the path. Them white folks won't never guess. Plus, all the women be wearing head wraps while working.
Well, I'll be. The good Lord done shown us a plan.
We running tonight. Daddy taught me how to find the North Star when I was younger than Joe.
Yeah, and how to let the true ones be your God to freedom.
All right. After work tonight, all the women folk got to braid.
We using our heads to go underground tonight. And if you get lost,
don't ever stop.
Keep going. If you want a taste of freedom, keep going.
There is one of two things I have a right to: liberty or death. If I cannot have one, I will have the other, for no man will take me alive. We can't die but once.
Choose freedom.
Choose freedom.
What's poppin', dogs? I'm back with my Dramapod squad, Emily, Bella, Tyler, and you remember Kira, Malik, and Amanda, right?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Thanks, Dexter. Hey, Mom. Anyways, while we wait for the questions and comments in the chat, I'm going to answer a question we all asked when we did a stage reading of the skit. Were Benkos Bioho and Harriet Tubman actually alive at the same time? They weren't.
That's right, Bella. Benkos Bioho lived about 200 years before Harriet Tubman. He died around 1621, and Harriet Tubman was born around 1822.
Hey, it looks like we have our first question.
Yeah.
Why was the Dream Sequence song in Spanish and in English? Well, Dexter, why don't both of us answer that? Just real quick.
All right. So the vision for the Dream Sequence dance was supposed to be in Spanish and English because it was a kind of dialogue between Benkos Bioho and Harriet Tubman, where he passed along his idea of braiding the maps to freedom in the hair. And
we wanted it to be in... Sorry. We wanted it to be in Spanish and in English because Benkos is from Colombia, where they primarily speak Spanish, and Harriet is, from the U.S., where they speak English. So it's kind of just staying truthful to the source material and all that.
That's right. Looks like we have another question. Cheryl Field says, "Hi, all. Nice job. How is this year's virtual production easier or harder than your usual live performances?"
I'll take this one. The virtual is kind of harder in ways because you have so many takes, and we don't really prioritize learning our lines as much because you can just look at it online. But in person, it's way fun, and you can like improv when you forget your lines, and you can be with your peers and create more skits instead of sitting on Zoom. And we're not really used to that.
True, I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Rizwan says, "Do you believe the ancestors are looking out for us today?"
Amanda, do you want to take this one?
Sure. I feel like yes, they are. They are fighting for us in many different ways with petitions and riot. Well, not really riots, but like what I get, like protests, peaceful. But I feel like to a certain degree, there are others who are like they don't really care as much for fighting for themselves. They're just like, oh, it's whatever. We get treated how we are, instead of making their voices heard. Okay, are there any other questions?
Here we go. How did you prepare to play the characters?
I'll take this one, I guess. To play Harriet, what did I do? I kind of just like I researched her a little bit.
The magician's back at it again.
I kind of just researched her, and like I already know a lot about her, but that is from my own personal research. So kind of to just get ready to play her character, I just researched her a little bit more and found out more about what really happened.
Could I jump in?
I'm still waiting to see Harriet on some bills.
True.
Me too.
Just saying. Also, I had a voice crack there. It was not fun. But I just want to add on to Bella. They back then they didn't teach slaves how to talk, or not slaves, African. What's the word we use?
You got it. African Americans. They didn't teach African Americans to read, write, or basically anything.
Enslaved Africans. That's what I was looking for. I'm sorry, I'm stupid, but
yeah,
they didn't teach them how to talk and read traditionally, especially. So there was kind of getting used to that kind of accent,
Yeah.
See if we have
Are there
another
any other
question.
Any other questions?
Here we go. Did you guys see Harriet the movie? If you did it help you acting out the characters? I personally have seen Harriet. Here's what happened. I saw the movie Harriet. I did kind of find a way to look up her lines, look up Cynthia Erivo's lines, and kind of read it as the movie was going along. But I'm not sure about anybody else's experience. So if you guys want to take the second part of this question, be my guest.
If like Bella did see the Harriet movie, I'm sure it would have taught her more about
the magician's back.
about Harriet, and it would just add on to her as an actor.
Okay, are there any other questions?
Hopefully. Well, I think that's it for the music pod. Next is the drama pod.
Dancepod.
Oh, Dancepod. My bad.
Dancepod.
Dancepod.
Aunque mi amo me mate a Salmina, no voy porque no quiero morirme en un socavón, porque no quiero morirme en un socavón. El blanco vive en su casa de madera y con balcón. El negro en rancho de paja con un solo comparedor. Cuando de la minga vengo encuentro a mis hijitos. Tienen hambre, tienen frío y no hay el hombre. Y aunque mi amor me mates, al mina no voy porque no quiero morirme en un socavón, porque no quiero morirme en un socavón. Negra he sido, negra soy, negra vengo y negra voy, negra ayer, mañana, hoy aunque mi amor me mate a Salmina no voy, porque no quiero morirme en un socavón, porque no quiero morirme en un socavón. Aunque mi amor me mate a Salmina no voy, porque no quiero morirme en un socavón, porque no quiero morirme en un socavón.
Hey guys. That song just hits you right in the feels, definitely. Like it's not just me, right? Cool. So the dance pod is the smallest, being just my raising hand. Or wave. Keelan, wave. And myself, I'm Ari. My best friend Jay was supposed to be in this pod, but they're very busy, very high in demand. You'll get to see their amazing dance schools in June, though. Okay, viewers, you guys know the drill. Enter your questions or your comments in the chat. And while we wait for you to flood the chat room, I guess I will translate the song. So basically, el blanco vive en su casa de madera y con balcón. El negro En rancho de paja con un solo paredón. Basically, the white man lives in his house made of wood with a balcony, while the black man lives in a house made of straw. And yeah, that was what that is. Aunque mi amo me mate, al mina no voy porque no quiero morirme en un socavón. Basically, even if my master kills me, I won't go back because I won't die in a mine, in essence. So, with that little brief translation, let's get our first question up. Okay. What inspired the costumes?
I'm trying to think. I think the costumes were really just we used white. I think kind of like show like pure and like everything, and like our head wraps were the Colombian flag colors. If anybody did notice that or anything, but I think the best interpretation, I guess, I would say the way I interpreted the outfits were just what they might have looked like back then, like the enslaved Africans and everything, and what they might have worn. Caitlin might be able to like elaborate a little bit more in that.
Yeah, so the costumes, like, it really puts the dance together. It just shows what it like that we're not backing down because white is very pure, and then the head wrap is beautiful and everything. It just puts everything together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, do you have a next question? How do you see the role of dance and song in the history of Black people then versus now?
That's a very good question.
Yes, it is.
I think that a lot of dances that we see nowadays have been just like redone, and like you could like if you look back and like other like pictures or old pictures or everything, you could see like the same like dance moves or dance styles, and same with songs and everything. Like some songs, especially nowadays, I know a lot of like musicians like to like remake some really old songs and everything, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was like made in like the I don't know, like the 60s or something like that, you know. So it just kind of like I think nowadays at least everything really just kind of meshes together, and without like things happening in the past, we wouldn't have what we have in the future and everything in the present day.
Right, definitely. Everything came full circle. I remember one time I was listening to a song that sampled Candy Rain, and my mom was there. She's like, "What you know about this song?" And I was like, "I don't know anything." But yeah, definitely it's come full circle. Okay, let's see if you have another one. Oh, question for me. Okay. As a musician, I've never heard the song. Why that song? Oh, I love it too. I had never heard the song before I got sent to it by Miss Jody. And that song in particular, I mean, Maya can definitely attest to this and go into more detail, but it's because it really shows African resistance to slavery. Like, because there's like this misconception that there was no Black people in Latin America, and like 10 million Africans were in like the biggest slave port in Colombia. So it was basically, we wanted to choose that song because it originated in Colombia, and because it spoke of that resistance, it spoke of that hope and that perseverance during the darkness and during that such a horrific tragedy such as slavery. But Maya, you can definitely.
No, I think really you said everything that like I would have said, and like it really is just saying like if you have two choices, death or life, you're obviously going to choose life. And so that song is really just saying like I'm not going, no matter what you say, I'm not going because I'm going to choose to live, you know.
Yeah, it reminds me of Harriet. It reminds me of Harriet, like what Isabella said when she said, "I have the right to liberty and freedom. I'm liberty or death.
Yeah.
If I can't have one, I'll have the other." But who choreographed? I can speak. I promise you. Who
Wonderful
choreographed
Miss
this
Belle
piece?
Torres was the choreographer. Love her. Clap for her. She's my favorite person. We're good. Ari, you might know this one.
I don't actually, to be quite frank, but I would assume. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to come off as uneducated, but it did happen. It didn't happen recently. I do know that for a fact.
Yeah. Yay.
I was like,
see.
if we do you have time for another one?
Not sure.
I mean, I can ask you guys, because I only had to sing like 2 times. How did it work? Like, how did it feel doing the dance over and over and over again?
Well, it was very repetitive. The dance was easy to learn and to do. It just kind of like having to redo the dance like over and over again. Like, okay, good job. Now go back to 1. Like, it's just kind of like, oh, okay. And after a while, we just wanted to like talk and like fool around and everything. So.
We had to do many different angles, like camera angles, and it like the more that we did it, the more like we were like, do we have to do it again? But like,
yeah,
we loved the process and everything. But the more that we did it, the more I was like, how many more times? And like kept like looking at the clock, like, and it was just not changing. I was like, oh yeah. But overall, like we loved the process and everything like that.
I think we have time for just one more question. Do we? If not, I can just keep continuing with my spiel, and I guess I'll do that. And all right. Oh, question. How did it feel dancing with a smaller group? And I'm sure that's to you and Maya.
I like it better personally. Like, I like smaller groups over like big groups.
Yeah.
It feels better that way. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like on top of that, you get to like know who you're dancing with. Like, you get to talk to them more since you don't have to like get to know everybody. And like Caitlin and I have done like dances before, like in small like groups of 3. Was it? Yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
And like I just like got to know her more personally into everything. So like, and it just like, so when you're dancing, it just kind of like you're comfortable and everything. But although sometimes you gotta like conceal like your laughter whenever we look at each other, sometimes it's really funny.
All right, ladies, that's it for our jam session, unfortunately. I think it's time. Right. But be sure as an audience to tune in to June, because we'll have even more African diaspora dance questions. And we've come to the final presentation. All right, drum roll. Come on, Jazz.
Oh.
You kept going, Maya. I think it's not coordinated. But spoken word pod is next. That is our final and last presentation. Spoken word.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Atticus said, mockingbirds don't do one thing except make music for us to enjoy. They don't eat up corn cribs. They don't do one thing but sing their hearts out for us. That's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird.
Yet, you sin, bro. But the silence of your lack of patience washed you clean. Pray around America being great when it's gilded in this age of hashtagging, when all I've asked is for you to sing with me. Make me matter.
All lives matter.
Who's all? Which lives? What matters? I greet you with all these questions, yet you salute your protest to my protest and let my letters burn in its house. Your Pennsylvania Avenue to my cage. Your hashtags to my life. You mocking my bird, killing me softly with your songs of freedom, but for whom?
All.
Who's all?
With liberty and justice for all.
Who's all? Answer me. See me. See me.
My house is burning and the embers igniting, yet all you can say is your house matters too. What matters? Who decides? For it can't be my mockingbird calling in the night.
For it can't be my brother's fist as he fights. But he fails because this land is not for all.
Answer me! See me.
Free me.
See me.
Free me.
This land is made for you and me.
Was this land made for me? Or just by me? By me, I mean my ancestors who picked your cotton for free. I was just jogging when you shot me. Hunted and stalked like some wildebeest. Father-son duo so-called keeping the peace. I guess I fit the description of what you called a thief. Big, black, beautiful, your greatest fear to say the least. This land was made for you and me? No. This land was made for whitewashed prophecies. Yeah, my name Elijah, Ad McLean, and you can see tragedy. I was a self-taught violinist playing for cats on the street, full of black boy joy, yet you shot me at 23. Innocent until proven guilty? Boy, that's a reach. Ski mask on, I proclaim guilty until shot, it seems.
Say my name, say it with your chest, say it's Ahmaud Arbery. Just jogging, 25 and black, stole my life like a robbery. Pop went the gun like Pop went the smoke of my last breath. Pop went the sun like Pops can't be called that no more since my death. Pop went the drums guiding the slaves to the ship, so I pop you with the thought, yo, whose land is this? My mother's tears watered the grass near my grave better than rain can. Is keeping the peace more valuable than the life of a black man?
Black man! Pants down, hands down, man down. Anything you say will be used against you right now. Knee to his neck, George Floyd. He can't back out. Won't be attending his own trial, too busy taking his last bow. You put down the mantle, 'cause you're holier than thou.
Who made you the judge? Who put you above? When I pledge allegiance, who are you dreaming of? Not Brianna, because she's dead and now so beloved, tailored her life to being a nurse. Still, that wasn't enough. This American dream has a funny way of showing love. Can't sleep for dreaming. That's only for crucibles, huh?
So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
Playing to you is a form of activism for me. Dribbling is not the only thing that makes LeBron an athlete. LeBron James, you told him to shut up for your own sanity. Keep your opinions. Keep your, oh say, can you see? Because out here we ain't making plays. We're out here raising royalty.
Blackbird sing in the dead of night.
Brianna's sun may have set, but her legacy will rise.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
Ahmaud may have stopped running, but his wings are a battle cry.
All your life, this land was made for you and me.
Hey.
Hi.
As you already know, we saved the best jam session for last. I'm kidding, by the way. Sorry.
You're not.
No, you weren't. No, you
Stop
weren't.
acting like you're kidding, Ari. We both know you're not.
Guys, you're not supposed to let them know. Anyways, I hope you were moved with our words about injustice and its effects on the Black community. And we are the Spoken Word Pod. Again, my name's Ari. Hi. Carson, do a little wave. Jay, do a little wave. Maya, do a little wave.
Oh.
No, they. Yeah, we're the Spoken Word Pod with our black shirts on. Just had to let y'all know.
Right. So let's start like, getting some questions filling in.
Right.
Maybe. Oh.
Okay, Maya, you asked this one.
Okay. Did you guys write that? What was the process like? Yes, we did write it. And the process was really just us. One person would say something, and then I'm gonna be honest, like really Carson and Ari, they would just like start spamming like things, and we'd be like, oh, and Jay and I would say like, oh my god, like whoa, where did that come from, right? And most of the time, like we would do more like brainstorming when we were in our pods, but usually like sometimes we would do it like outside of the pods, like just during a regular day of the week and everything. And so then we would just come together, read it through, give criticism to each other, and then like the last few weeks before like this show, we just really worked on like perfecting everything. So
exactly what Maya just said. Exactly.
Honestly, the beginning of this was just us trying to get to know each other and then trying to figure out what we wanted to write about.
Yeah.
I can try to take you off, person.
Yeah, it was also more of a conversation based thing. We just talk to each other. I remember one time we just had a class where we just talked about issues around the world, and that's kind of where we got our ideas from.
Like it was pretty much like our therapy session.
Right. It was like every Wednesday we would have a therapy session and we would just talk about being Black in America. And then certain times, like I know sometimes I wrote things during like my math class. I know I wasn't supposed to, but like I would write things during sometimes Cars would write things, Jay would say things, Maya would say things. It was really just a collaborative effort, in essence. Yeah.
Yeah, I go to school with Ari. Sometimes we just be in band class and our band teacher would be talking. I just look over, she's on her laptop, and I just see her typing things like, Ari, we're in band class.
You got to say what you gotta say. But is there any other questions? Okay. Maya, you can read if you want.
Oh, okay. That did you find that having the format of video like this helped express what you wanted to share? I'm trying to think, like.
I mean, I can be devil's advocate and say yes and no. Because when we originally wrote it, I think we planned it to be in person, where you would have like a traditional spoken word with like our facial expressions and all that jazz. But I think this video element also added something that we didn't even know we needed, like the fact that we could have a Black man running under things. We could have the whole shut up and dribble. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that makes like that's pretty much what I was thinking, and like
it
just kind of like. It would be great if we could do it in person. Hopefully we can do it in June. But it's like, but when we could do it all, like we could do multiple takes and everything, like and so like if we messed up, we could be like, oh, okay, just do it again.
Right.
But like, and with the editing and everything, it just kind of adds more power into the message we're trying to get across, I feel.
Yeah, it was like Tyler said, it was more like a production, and I felt like it was kind of like a documentary or like a TV show or something.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. After writing, did you continue the dialogue? I think the writing never stopped, honestly.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like,
no, I think we just really like. We never stopped talking, really. Like, we would like we would read like a stanza and stuff like that, and then after that we'd just be like, I'm kind of sick and tired of this happening every day now. It was just really like that.
Like on, I guess the original document where we had the both parts of it, and then under it was just a whole like other 2 pages of things that we couldn't wait to use, but we couldn't use because it was too long.
Definitely. I think we got another question. Who created the video? Which I know was Mr. Dave, right? Mr. Dave Steele.
Mm-hmm. And the editing was by Leslie. So
yeah. Kudos to the two of them. Like, they really took our vision and ran with it. So honestly, all the applause.
Really beautiful.
Amazing. All right. So as young people, do you see hope for the future?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say positive. I'll say positive, I guess. Yes, I do. I try to see hope for the future, but I'm not sure. I would feel like, especially like with Gen Z, we're gonna try as much as possible, but the problem is that everybody, like from birth, like you're not gonna be hateful at birth and you're not gonna be racist at birth, but when you get older, it's just gonna, if your parents teach you that, and if you're around people that teach you that, it's gonna get worse and worse. And so I just feel like we need to start educating more in schools and everything, so people can actually have their own perspective on things rather than what other people are telling them. Like if you tell somebody's acting this way because of the color of their skin, they're like, oh, okay. But if you actually teach it in schools or have people to tell you differently, then they'll have their own mindset. And I just think that's what people need.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the question, though, I see hope everywhere. Honest. I mean, probably because I'm a really optimistic person usually, but like I see hope in the way that we protested during a pandemic, and the way that the four of us are so unapologetic in our blackness and just who we are as human beings. I see hope everywhere in our country. And the thing is, like, Amanda Gorman, I think she said, there's always light if you're brave enough to see it, if you're brave enough to be it. So I think if you can find the hope, if you can become the hope, I see it everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, and doing this production really actually gave me a lot of hope for the future.
I'm sick to say the same. Oof. How did your relationships? I love this question. Oh my goodness. How did your relationships with each other?
Yes, go ahead, Jay.
Reading the question, Jay. Damn.
You read it enough. They get the question. Okay, so I already knew. I've known Ari for a very long time, sadly. And I've known Maya for about 4 years now. I just met Carson. But that's sounding kind of mean. I'm so sorry. But doing this and meeting with them every week and just hanging out with them and being able to share ideas and thoughts and just opinions on things, I feel like has brought us really close to where we are now and how we can just have fun and goof around with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree because it's like, it's like, it's like, it's good to know that there's like people like that are going through the same struggles that I am, you know, and it's like, see, like, even though like we're in a pandemic, we can't see each other really in person that much. It was nice to like finally have some like human interaction, especially with people that I know really well, like I'm close to, and like the fact that we're literally just joking and like goofing off right now is like a perfect example of how comfortable we are with each other.
Yeah, and even though even though we have different personalities, like I'm kind of more quiet, and maybe Jay's like the jokester, and we all came in and to work together on this project, and it actually like brought about a friendship.
Mm-hmm. I think we all have different personalities that brought so much to the table, and I think that's why it worked the way that it did. So I got to like know Carson for who he is, and I got to know him for the articulate, the soft-spoken, just the overall amazing human being that he is. I got to know Jay for just a little bit deeper, like because you can know someone for so long, but you can just some of the things that they've said, I was like, oh my god, wow. And I got to know Maya for her struggles. Like I never knew that Maya was going, like, yes, figuratively, I knew Maya was going through the same things as me, but to hear her say it just meant the world to me. So I think that's how our relationships change. Love you guys. I think we have time for like 2 more questions. Okay. All right. Would you select this medium again?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Very vague answers for this one.
Very vague answers. But yeah, I think we would. All right, I think we have one more question. If we have one more question.
If not, we can just talk.
I mean, I have a question for you guys, for you and Ari and Jay. What is the meaning behind the title?
Wow.
Oh, wow. Did not expect this. Did not plant this piece of paper right here. Okay, so one of the first interactions that we had, Jody kind of just said, you have 15 minutes to write down stuff. I wrote down this. You made us read To Kill a Mockingbird in school, but forgot the message. Mockingbirds don't do anything but make music for you to enjoy. That's why it's a sin to kill them. I kind of said this out loud. I'm not the best at putting things into words. So when I said this, Ari and Carson kind of just took it and turned it into what it is now. We kind of use it as a metaphor as Black people have been used and kind of mocked all these years. But at the same time, we've been used to like make it music and entertainment. And other than that, we're not seen as anything else. And people don't want to hear us for anything else other than that. So that's kind of where Black Mockingbird comes from. Ari, you want to talk about This Land?
Yeah, this is like the kind of unspoken title of Black Mockingbird. It's called This Land. You can hear me sing it a bunch of times. But it's like this idea that this land was made for you and me, but it's not. But you're kind of forcing us to play this part that we've played for all these years. And we're kind of taking that title, we're taking back the power, and we're like, hey, we might be Black Mockingbirds, but our Black excellence is what's going to take us far. We're going to change the world. We're going to make this land made for you and me, for we the people too. We're going to do it. So that's where that passion and that title really comes from. Come on, y'all, let's change. Okay. And I think that's it for our pod thing, guys. I'm really
This is
sad.
it.
We did it. A little pause. But for our audience, this is only part 1 of our spoken word performance. And yes, Carson with the claps. And if you want to see our part 2, please join us in June. You guys can see our relationship with each other. But as in true NECS style, we will finish with reading of quotes and introducing ourselves. And I'll go first. See you guys later, man. Hi, my name is Ari Okaz. I am 14 years old, and I'm in 9th grade. While we might feel small, separate, and all alone, our people have never been more closely tethered. The question isn't if we will weather this unknown, but how we will weather this unknown together. Amanda Gorman.
Hi, my name is Jay. I'm also 14. I'm also in 9th grade. This is my quote. Wow, that's okay. The light of men is justice. Quench it now with the contrary winds of oppression and tyranny. The purpose of justice is the appearance of unity among men. Bahula.
Hi, my name is Maya Cruz. I am 15 and I am a sophomore. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on this distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. Maya Angelou.
Hi, my name is Emily Quinn. I'm 13 and I am in the 8th grade. We must use our words to uplift and include. We can also use our words to fight back against oppression and hate, but we must also channel our words into action. Stacey Abraham.
Hi, my name is Bella Bod. I'm 12 years old and in the 7th grade, and this is my quote. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and to change the world. Harriet Tubman.
Hi, my name is Tyler Deem. I'm 15 and I'm in 9th grade. I would say that as our struggles mature, they produce new ideas, new issues, and new terrains on which we engage in the quest for freedom. Like Nelson Mandela, we must be willing to embrace the long walk toward freedom. Angela Y. Davis.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Quinn. I'm 16 years old and I'm a sophomore. The well-being of mankind, its peace and security, are unattainable unless and until it is firmly established. Baha writings.
Hello, my name is Malik. I'm 17 and I'm in 11th grade. Change does not roll on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle, and so we must strengthen our backs and work for freedom. And that's by Martin Luther King Jr.
Hi, my name is Kira Cummings. I am 17 and I am in 11th grade. My quote is, people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Marcus Garvey.
Hi, my name is Dexter Pretnar. I'm 16 years old and I'm 10th grade. My quote reads, though nobody can go back and change and make a new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. Next, we'd like to go on to the thank yous of our production. We'd first like to thank the person who brought the Melanin magic to the NECS Theater, writer and director, Ms. Jody Fernandez.
I know I do not look anything like Miss Jody, but due to technical difficulties, she couldn't be with us, so I read what she wants to say. I created Melanin Magic as an edutainment experience, which means that through the use of entertainment, the viewer is educated. You see, the art is the sugar, and the education is the medicine needed to heal this world. My vision is simple. Through art, our youth can heal our world as it relates to injustice in any form, especially for members of the African diaspora. For me, edutainment is a scholarship for the soul, and if we reach for our souls, then we can change systems. It was an absolute pleasure to work with our brilliant NECS artists, as well as my esteemed colleagues to accomplish this endeavor. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned for our Juneteenth experience, Melanin Magic Part 2.
Thank you, Ari.
Hi. I'd like to thank our teachers, Susan Cody, Belle Ritter, our choreographer, Belle Ritter,
Oh.
Thank you, everyone. I finally found the unmute button. It's been such a pleasure and an honor to work with these kids. It is a wonderful and it's an unexplainably wonderful experience. And I hope you will all join us in June for the rest of Melanin Magic.
Thank you, Susan.
we have Belle Ritter, our choreographer. Leslie Fields Cruz, our artistic director, and
hi everyone. Yes, hello. We've had some interesting difficulties with the tech. I just want to give a shout out to Amanda, who wasn't able to do her quotes because she was having problems logging on or coming back in, and Belle was having some problems coming back into the studio. But I just want to say it has been a pleasure working with
and
all
lastly,
the students
our
this year.
parents.
So thank you.
Thank you, Leslie, Kira, and Susan. Next, we'd like to thank the entire NECS team, including Ariana Hurtado, Jared Foxall, Christine Kelly Edelman, and the amazing leader of NECS, the executive director, Ms. Rizwan Foxall. Next, we'd like to inform you that this production was dedicated to all those who have given their lives due to racial justice, and police brutality. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you'll come back to see us in June for the full Melanin Magic production. But for now, NECS out.